It's Joe Bonsai. Welcome to episode 3, a Juniper's first cutting. Well, first stylization. This is a 4-year-old cutting. It was from a Juniper done in 2020, my 4th Juniper I ever did. And this cutting started out around 4 inches tall in a 1-gallon pot and grew pretty good. It kind of started out in life as more of a rainbow and arched look to it, but now it after about 1.5 years in this pot, because I transpotted it sometime the previous year, back in 2022 I think, and this Juniper ends up surprising me. It really grew fast in a short amount of time.
And we'll find out what it looks like when I'm done. This sucker is pretty. Great time to learn how to select branches, although I'm not worried about learning. This thing is one major branch. Let's see if I can get that shown up in there. So that's one major branch that just grew pretty thick. I'm actually surprised at how much this grew. But looks like I'm gonna have to get in there and take care of them. So yeah, I'm not repotting these guys, but oh man, looks like this branch actually tried rooting. That's a good sign if I want to cut it off and transplant it. Let's see. Oh wow. Oh. Wow. That really grew around. That's a different story. I don't generally recommend doing this with your plants. This guy's pretty young still strong, still pretty strong. But we're gonna see how this turns out. I'm just gonna clean up his branches. Yeah, it's kind of unconventional the way I do things, but that branch really turned into an impressive leader. Let's see. Yes, this is very prickly, but you tend to get used to it when you work with junipers. Junipers are amongst my favorite to deal with. Once again, it's because they've got such tiny foliage that they make excellent tiny trees. And I believe this was off of one of my Japanese garden junipers. Let's see, I think Okay, yeah. So that is slightly pot bound. Apparently all of his roots grew one side of the pot, most of it. Got a lot of good new stuff. Man, I really should have gotten back to this little fella in spring and repotted him then. But things happened this year. A lot of woes, but I just can't make any more excuses now. Gotta really take care of these suckers. This guy actually has some roots growing down from his new trunk. Let those return to the earth, so to speak. What we got going on here? We got some wraparound roots. Wow, this guy really took off. Three years, trunk got way thicker than I imagined it would. Sometimes nature goes for your favor. This one I think is going to make a really good bonsai in the future. It's going to be a lowrider. I think I got enough moss on there, it'll continue to grow. Maybe it'll be better looking moss when it grows back. But look under there, man. Okay, so there are a couple of branches that are really nice. I like this branch. This comes off. Also, that one helps for the future. I wouldn't mind seeing this one come off as a separate branch, thicker branch coming up. But there's some stuff in here that I don't want. Anything on the underside of the tree I want to get rid of. Without trying to scar up the tree too much. Oh, wow. Just wipe some of this bark off. The loose bark doesn't hurt them. Doesn't hurt them at all. Get some of this foliage right down in the crease of the branches. Where the branches come off of this trunk. Don't want those. It's the biggest thing. Clear all the small stuff away first. Then see where you stand and what you can see when you stand it. I know I don't make too much sense. My brain goes 500,000 miles an hour and my mouth can't keep up with it. So I end up sounding like an idiot, which probably means I am an idiot. Let's get rid of that one. Nice little tough. Yeah. Okay, then we're gonna wonder where is this gonna go? Come out here. Okay, maybe I should just cut that whole thing off. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. It's like the spiral tree. Maybe I should just leave that and continue to let it spiral around. Just clean it up. Let some of one of the tips is make it look like birds can fly through it. And with something so tightly vegetated, I mean, just pick a place that you want a little visual come through, be able to see through it, and then spread out from there. A little bit more. It's interesting because sitting here trying to do this while talking on video kind of slows it down. I understand what Peter Chan says about that now. Always make sure you get the insides of the elbows, which when you're creating a tree that's nothing but one giant spiral, I guess everything is one elbow. Clean up in there. We don't want that. Let's see. Starting to get a little bit of visual in there. It's getting easier to deal with that. What will the spiral tree look like? I don't know. It's just kind of awesome that it's naturally taking that look when that's a desire that everybody tries to get with that classic bonsai look of wanting them to have that spiral twist in the trunk. This one just seems to want to do that for us anyways. Look at that. Starting to look a little bit more. I'm trying to work on some separate pads, clean up around things.
It was then he realized he needed to oil his shears.
Alright, so now I got a larger branch coming out back that I do like. So that'll make a nice little pad, but in order for any pad to work, you have to clean up around it. Remember, get down at the base of the wood. Don't just cut across the greens. I gotta carve out those with my fingers. All right. So this one technically has 2 branches coming off of that, but I'm not much liking the tiny branch that comes off of there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut that branch off. Now this one is a little bit better. That goes up higher. Everything is still, I got a bunch of stuff. Cut the underside of the branch. Don't want all the extra. That. All right, that's looking a little bit better. And then I got a bunch of foliage in here that I need to get rid of. A lot of fresh new. This thing budded back like crazy. This one's going to end up looking really nice. I hope I won't mess it up. Starting to get a basic shape. And this, now we see the sore spot, but that's, look at that. Maybe it's time to wire it and see what happens with with wiring it. Go out there and have it look like it's hugging you. Okay, back with some smaller diameter wire. Oh man, let's see. Technically, I got a little spot down in there. I don't know if I'm leaning towards just opening that up and letting the top canopy up on its own, see where that goes. But I don't know, I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens if I open it up and let one of these other branches take off. I'm actually super surprised at this. I'm gonna have to show you what this looked like when it started. I got similar plants that can match up to what it looked like, give you an idea. Okay, so it kind of sucks, but in this situation, because I don't have any strong branches to adhere this wire to for the second branch, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it into the soil, and I'm actually going to take it through the soil because that's going to end up being my new anchor. It's not a traditional way to do that, nor is it a smart way, but I'm faced with a unique situation here, and trying to wire this thing on camera is a challenge without breaking any branches. Because it is a spiral. Okay. All right. When you have to twist your tree around your wire, you might have an interesting outcome. Anyways. There's a lot under there that I might have to clean up before I can go forward. Oh yeah. Interesting. It's forming a rather nice patch, actually. Okay. Because you don't want your wire to go across your branches and lay them down, and weird imprints and growths. Just I'm actually surprised at how difficult it is to try to do this all on film. And since I'm going super close up, I don't know, maybe I should back it up a little bit. Wow, this is a really healthy specimen. Before I cut this wire, I'm going to leave it because I might be cutting the tip of this tree off. Might be cutting this tree off, tip off, so that it can look better. Who knows? Well, let's see. Oh, wow. So it looks like I accidentally kind of shaped it on the way. Well, at that point, all I need to do is cut some of this foliage out to make some of these pads look a little bit better. That branch is going away. I like that branch, but the way this is looking as a pad, separate pad on its own, it's kind of cool. Now, to satisfy that, I gotta go and I gotta cut all this undergrowth off of it, make it look more like a tree. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm not one of those guys who sits there and wires every little branch on junipers, because I kind of like the way they naturally end up forming. So let's go ahead and look at this. So I got a small pad here. I might take it off all the way up here. Let's see, I might take it off right here and just leave that, pull that out. Or I might end up going a little bit more and just twisting this all the way up and give it more of a profile like that. We'll see. Thinking that pad right there might not be needed. Okay. Yeah. Just a little worried on how much. Maybe it's this back one. Just go away. Oh, this one's got good angles all over the place. Oh, I got it opened up. Oh, man. Decisions. Clean out more of the internal parts. It's got all kinds of new bud back. All kinds of new bud back. And yeah, even all right. I do like that look though. And the question is, where's the front gonna go? Man, this one's coming a tough one. Man, I think that might actually be a cone. Yeah, this thing might actually have some cones. It's little brown little cone right in there. I don't know if you can see it. I might have to zoom in on it. All right. Oh. Now the question is, how does it look out the top? Should it just go smaller? Just keep it smaller? That is a good question. All right, let's go ahead. Okay. Change its pots. Okay, so this is presumed front, but it's a little off balance. So I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this one. There. Bite the bullet and just do it. Yeah, I'm actually liking how this bonsai is going. This one, I think I might just get rid of that, because in the future I might just take off. Oh, yeah. Take that one off too. And then I'll do a little trick of there. Okay. Well, I think I actually am going to leave okay. Curve it around a little bit. Give it a faux pad up there. But how does that look? Oh, so I see this branch that I like so much out there. It's clouding up the. It's just like a back of the neck. It's gonna hurt me. Oh, okay. All right. So it's looking better. Might want to clean this up a little bit. Cut back some of the tiny Remember, back to the woody. There he is. Even when nipping the tips, you gotta find the woody spots. Okay. All right. Fluffy. Cutting all these tiny bitty growths up here off, so that I'm going to keep one so that it becomes hopefully the new leader. Put that away. All right. Okay, so that is, ooh, that's a nice angle too. Way bushy back here. That's normally how I like, because I like that umbrella look. But we're gonna clean some of these up and just make them rounder pads so that it doesn't try expanding out in the future, out in directions that I don't want it to go. This is a bonsai in training. Hence its training pot. And yeah, it's got tiny little cones developing all over. Kind of think I want to leave that tip, so I think I want this to try to come out this way in the future. It does come off of that back end a bit. I definitely don't want this sucker taking off in the future. Natural pads, all right. Look at that. Okay. That one definitely looks different than when it started. Wow, okay.